Hey guys, I'm sitting here and I'm not entirely sure how to say all of this, so I'm just going to kind of ramble along and try to piece it together in editing, which sounds like a whole lot of fun. Um, I was doing some research. I was actually, by doing some research, I mean scouring Tumblr because I finally have a Tumblr account. Um, Looking at like little tidbits about Steven Universe. I'm trying to keep more up to date on what the staff are saying about the show, because even though I'm going to be using the show itself as a primary resource and treating everything else as like secondary or tertiary, I do want to know what they're saying so I can incorporate it into the videos more. And I happened upon, just entirely by accident when I was running a Google search, um, that the French version of Steven Universe, the episode Jailbreak, has actually censored the song Stronger Than You. And I hesitate to say censored because it could very easily be like a weird translation thing. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure it is intended as censorship, so take that with a grain of salt, but it does seem that way. It looks like rather than acknowledging that Garnet is born of a loving relationship, a romantic relationship, they treat the relationship between Ruby and Sapphire as nothing more than a very strong friendship. And I'm going to do more research after this and try to confirm whether or not this is true, so maybe there will be a follow-up video, but as of right now, that's all I know. That some of the lyrics in the song were changed to imply that their relationship is not romantic. And there's a few reasons why this bothers me, and I'm going to try to run through them in a logical manner, but it's 12:30 in the morning, so that is unlikely. It's probably just going to be really rambly, so bear with me. Garnet, one of the reasons I love Garnet as a character is because she is entirely unique to fiction. I can't think of a single other instance of a character who is literally born from the relationship of two people who care more about each other than they do themselves. And while technically speaking, a really strong friendship could still convey that point, that clearly isn't the intention. Um, because, I mean, it's clear to me, and it seems to be clear to a lot of other people, and has not been disputed by the showrunners. I consider it a fact that the relationship between Ruby and Sapphire is supposed to be representative of a lesbian relationship, a homosexual relationship. And it goes above and beyond the fact that gems technically don't have sex or gender or whatever. And it bothers me that in a time when people are becoming more and more readily accepting of people, that anyone would still feel like that has to be censored. Just the lyrics in the song. I mean, they don't explicitly come out and state it if that's what you're worried about, and I don't even know why you would be. One of the things I really admire about this show, and one of the things that really got me hooked on it, because brief history into my viewing of Steven Universe. A friend of mine, who I'm not going to name because I don't know if he would want me to, he he bugged me and bugged me to watch the show. I had seen an episode before. I'd watched Cheeseburger Backpack, and I was not impressed by the animation. I thought the story was really conventional, and I figured between that and the really conventional adverts that it was getting from Cartoon Network that made it just look kind of like a silly, vacuous show, that it might be something I turn on periodically when I'm bored, like I do like Gumball or something. And he bugged me and bugged me to watch it again. So I did. One day I was like flipping through my channel guide on my cable, and I saw that Steven Universe is on, and I thought, what the heck? And I turned it on, and it just happened to be Jailbreak. It was actually the very end of The Return, and then Jailbreak. And first of all, I was blown away by how willing they were to show the characters in real turmoil on a kid's show, which I thought was great. Um, but more so, I was impressed by how easily, how effectively this show portrayed a loving relationship without having to talk down to children. And I thought that was great. We need more of that in our media today. I think that's really important because not only does it help kids to realize that there's nothing wrong with that, it might help some kids work through some feelings that they themselves are having, and that could be incredibly important. So, again, I'm not 100% sure that this is a censorship issue and not just a weird translation issue. But if it is a censorship issue, I am really disappointed in the French version of Cartoon Network that dubbed this episode, and that's really all I have to say about that. I obviously have no control of the situation. If it does turn out that this isn't quite the issue I think it is, I will do a follow-up video. If it is the issue I think it is, I probably won't, because I've really said all I have to say already. Either way, though, the next time I will most likely talk to you guys is tomorrow, during my review of the new episode, so I will talk to you later.